Hey guys, this is Melody and today we're gonna do a little sketchbook tour. So I may have mentioned in a vlog, if you've been watching those, that I was trying to fill an entire sketchbook with just sketches of hands, and so that's what the sketchbook is. The sketchbook came in a scrawler box, and so the first page is just, you know, my little swatches and stuff from that. And there's a little like quote in here from the person who did it. This is his art. I don't remember who it was though. And this is a very thick sketchbook because, as you'll see, I glued other papers in and stuff. So this really started as a challenge on a Discord group that I'm in. We were going to draw hands every day for the first 2 weeks of March, and then I decided that because this sketchbook isn't really all that large, I wanted to fill the entire sketchbook with hands, which is a lot. It took me about a month, and I want to say there's like 28 or 29 drawings of hands in here. So some of them, as you'll see, I started off pretty basic with just pencil sketches, and then some of them I decided to try different styles. I really like, I don't know what this is called, it's just very like squiggly. Basically you put your pen on the paper and you don't pick it up. This I use watercolor, so I glued watercolor paper in here because this paper is really thin, so doing any type of marker or paint would just bleed through. This is the drawing that my abstract painting that I did put a video of it up. It's based off of this. I actually do like the way this turned out better, but I don't know, I kind of like the other piece too. Some of these, if you're wondering, some of these took 15 minutes for me to do, others took like half an hour, just depending on the detail and also my comfortability. I think this one was one of the ones that took me about 15 minutes, but if you look at the date, this is March 26th, so the ones up in here, these probably took me like 20 to 30 minutes a piece, but the more you draw something, the more comfortable you become with it, and the more you just loosen up. And so it does take a little bit less time. So if you're really trying to get better at doing any one thing, definitely just do it a lot and you will start getting better at it. You'll start getting faster. I've always thought that I was really slow, but it's just because I haven't practiced as much as other people who are faster. Here, my sketchbook kind of like ripped out. I think it's just because I was gluing so much paper and stuff to it, but I used some colored pencils here, and I kind of like this. It's just, I don't know, it's different. There's little feet, some hands. This is probably one of my favorites. I don't draw on Tamtone paper a lot, but I really like the way it looks. This was actually a paper that came with this scrawler box, and so I decided to glue it in here. That's actually how a lot of the other paper that ended up in here came from, I had random pieces of paper from scrawler boxes, so I just glued it in there. Or I had scrap watercolor paper that I wanted to use up, like this guy. All of these hands I found pictures of on Pexels because they are royalty free, and so I don't have to worry about posting pictures on Instagram or anything, though I don't think I have. This was inspired during a Zoom meeting. One of the girls I work with has a cat and, you know, was saying that she would like to see a picture like that, so I whipped that up real quick. I think this is one of the ones that took like 10 minutes or so. This, I don't know why, but when I'm drawing hands flat, I can't. Poses like this, I find easier, but this, it just looks so awkward to me. This was a paint pen. Sometimes it gets boring looking at pencil sketches, so I wanted to add a little bit of color. And I kind of like the contrast of not super realism, but, you know, kind of realism and then more of a cartoony style over there. This, I decided to play with my oil pastels, which I haven't done in a long time. So it's not a very realistic looking hand, and it's more of just like a silhouette, but I thought it was kind of fun to just play with the colors. And this I did just recently, and I was sick for a while and I didn't draw for a while, and so it was kind of fun to get back into things by just kind of scribbling. This was supposed to be a piece of bread, but I didn't want to spend a lot of time on the details of the bread because the hands were the main focus. I put a Postit Note here just to add some color. However, if you're sketching with pen, a Postit Note is a really good way to cover up mistakes and draw over it. And I have definitely done that before. This I did colored pencils. It was a image that I found online and there was like a rainbow over it, and then I decided to just kind of go crazy and add colors everywhere, because why not? And this is the end of the sketchbook. The perspective of this is kind of weird. I don't think these 3 fingers quite turned out correct. And obviously I still have some room to grow when it comes to drawing hands, but drawing, what is it, like almost 30 hands, I think, you know, you'll learn a lot. So if there's anything that you want to learn how to do, just start doing it. Look at reference photos for sure, because that helps draw off of your own hands. It's good to draw out of 3D versus something that's already in a 2D image, and just practice. That is it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.